You'll never believe this, but I have a gluten-free cupcake in front of me. Guess who just realized he didn't change to the old opening for the intro? I did that on my laptop. I was using my laptop for the first part of the month. I'm going to fix that now. If you don't mind. Do you? No? Good. I thought so. Greetings, my name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. We are on a freaking Friday. Why are we on a freaking Friday? Because I freaking didn't plan for anything. Which is the usual, so don't worry about it. There we go. Intro. Where is it? God, what a while ago, didn't it? There we go. I don't think I've changed it since, what, October? Ooh. Much better. Thank you for indulging me. I got home about 15 minutes ago, for the record. And I have a bit of a cough. Oh, this thing that sits here, it's not my lungs or anything, it's just here. The joys of traveling and also being around my friend and his wife and his child. And none of them were in the tip-top health category. So if I sound a little different, that's probably why. I felt like much deeper in tone for the past week, the past few days at least. So I don't know if I actually sound like that or if it's just my imagination. I can't tell. I don't think that I can get real low for some reason. Ugh. Don't worry, I'm getting the music. Relax. First of all, I should say hello to people who are here, which always surprise me, no matter what. I don't think there'll ever be a time in my life where I'm not surprised that people are in chat. I won't take it personally. It's just like, yay! I'm not alone. Music. Lo-fi girl, where are you? There we go. I never know which of these is going to be a trigger, so I'm going to attempt this one, just to see what happens. This may backfire. This is apparently the lo-fi girl with some piano stuff. There we go. Hope that'll be fine. And if not, well, then I'll be muting parts of this live stream later, because that's what I end up having to do. Exciting. Where was I? People in chat. Hello. I see you. Zen Mood, freaking yeah. And Andrew Butler, hello. Welcome. Thank you. I see all the hearts. I appreciate that. Yes. I do like piano, to the point where I wish I could play piano, but once we get to, like, the circle of fifths, my brain goes, no, that's too much. I just like to hit the buttons and make the noise. Maybe I'll go back and try it again someday, but at some point, it's going to be too late. I never say never. Rob Smith, hello. Welcome. Hope the weather out there is okay. It was weird today, I'll give you that. Decided to be very windy. Kind of wind I felt in Missouri a week ago. Very sharp, kind of biting. So why are you asking? You may be wondering. Did I just get home 15 minutes ago? Well, I went out and did stuff in the weirdest of ways, and it was... How do I put this to make it seem less bad than it was? You ever rush to get somewhere? Like, really, like, you have to rush, you have to do this, you have to grab that, and that, and go. I did that today, this morning. I'm not good with mornings. And I was taking my time, not because I wanted to, because it takes me a lot of time to do anything. And I had to rush to get somewhere by noon, which sounds easy, unless you're me, and it wasn't. I had other things, other plans, other, what are they called? Chores, errands? Errands, that sounds better. Errands to do. I did them all. And I got to where I wanted to be at exactly the time I wanted to be there. noon. You would think that is a good thing. It's like, man, you made it. You did it. Good job. It's like, yeah, the rush. It was all worth it. I didn't have to be there until 4 p.m. So I felt like a real idiot for about an hour and a half. Sitting in my car, feeling like a moron. But a little while after some of that reflection and being so frustrated, I came to terms with it. I said, okay, how do we turn this negative into positive? The options of things I could do at that point narrowed. Part of me was ready to go back home and just say, screw it. That's what I really wanted to do at the early point of it. I didn't do that. I really wanted to for a minute. So there was a brewery nearby, which I've been meaning to go to. I've thought about it. It's on the list. Places to go in Rhode Island I've never been. And it was 5 minutes away. 3 minutes away, really. So I drove over there, parked my car, went inside, and as I was going inside, I noticed that they had a farmer's market of some sort. That was odd. So I went there, got a beer, and then I looked, farmers markets. You ever been there? You're curious as to what's over there, but you don't want to go walk in front of it because they're gonna look at you and be like, "Yeah, please, you gotta buy something." It's like, "No, I'm not. I don't know what any of these are. Please don't look at me like that." So I had that moment, but I didn't go over there. I asked the bartender what was over there, and I'd heard a couple people talking about the food. So it's roast beef sandwich, Chicago style, I believe she said. And since I had just been in Illinois, it felt like, oh, I'll get that. Craft brew, yes. I would turn a negative into positive. Find a place where alcohol is, which was my initial intent anyway. We'll get to that. So circumstances were like, oh, there's a sandwich I can get at a farmer's market thing. So it's going to a person. It's going from me to them. It's $25 for a sandwich, which sucked. But that's really annoying. But again, it was a very good sandwich. I was really hungry. And $25 is a drop in the bucket as far as helping people out who are at farmers markets trying to make money. That's the least I can do for them, honestly. And again, I'm getting a real good sandwich out of it. So we're good. So $25. I'm like, ow. And I got something else. The cupcake I mentioned at the start of the stream. It's right there. It's not gonna last the night. It's not gonna last the night. I don't gluten-free stuff. It was just that's what she was selling. So yeah. Was not happy about my situation. Went to a brewery, had 2 beers. They're both very good. I was tempted to get like a 4-pack or something, but I was too much other stuff happening in my head. So I had food, got some treats. Look at this. A neat design. This is a cake wrapped in chocolate. And here's the cup. Well, I show it. Hold on. Yeah, that's the right way. Look at it. Looking at it sideways, it doesn't mean anything. It's got plastic around it too. But this is a apple butter coffee cake. Gluten-free or not, apple butter coffee cake, really, there's a bunch of words in there that I like. That's for later. Now, the reason I was even up in the Pawtucket / Providence area, Providence is the big city of Rhode Island. That narrows things down. And it's about 30-40 minutes from where I'm at. I don't like going there. I don't like being there, generally. Cities and stuff, they freak me out. But I got there because Working Man Distillers has moved their location. I did a video about one of their bottles, and I think this was in the transitional phase, or just before it. And they're finally starting to get to the point where they're opening up. And, today was a soft open. So I was invited to go. I said, sure. I was trying to go with people. I'm so glad no one was able to go with me. I was frustrated at first, but having to stress about getting there and trying to get people to go there with me and having no one to go with and then being frustrated by that. And then getting there. And if people had been with me, I would have been in such a worse mood. Like having tried to get everyone to coordinate to this time and this place, and then it being like, nope, 4 hours later. Ugh. So there's another negative turning into a positive. Thankfully. I hope to bring people there when they open. I believe the grand opening is on the 24th. I did not see Kobe. Kobe was not there, at least not in the general area. I did see one other tiny dog that showed up just as I was leaving. And I did see a Kobe type dog, like a big, chunky boy, who was actually someone, the service dog at the brewery. So they had their own booth. I didn't see what they were selling. I think it was clothing. And it looked, I'm not sure about what it was, but it looked like those leather, or not leather, denim. Denim, they're not coats. Vests. So a denim vest with like the arms cut. So it was here. It was just one of these literal vest-like. And it had like a logo or a big ass thing on the back. But that's all I could really see. I wasn't sure what it was or what he was doing, but it looked like some kind of clothing, branding-ish type thing. But I didn't go over to him because he was on the other side. And I only had about an hour to even like glance at what was there. And unsurprisingly, I looked at the ones that had food, and that's it. There's one other girl who I didn't get to actually talk to. And as I was thinking about going to see what she had, she was packing up to go. So I felt bad about that. And I will for a while. She don't give up about what I did, though. Anyhow, I had a couple of drinks at the brewery. I had one drink at Working Man Distillery. And I thought, well, what's the most sensible thing I can do tonight for a very... I get home, need to start live stream type of stream, but to enjoy a little bit of this. Speaking of Kobe, oh my God, there he is. Look at it. Look at it. This is Kobe, the mascot, as far as I'm concerned, of Working Man Distillery. And this is their MGP that they source because they are working on their own stuff. I believe they just had their malt release, like a single malt. Not sure on that. Cutie potato dog. Yes, very potato. Much potato. 58.5%. I forgot about that. So, clear my throat right up. Bottled by Kelly. I know who that is. Just hilarious. Ugh. Speaking of craft beer, anyone Equilibrium beer. It sounds like something I've heard of. I can't say for sure. Ugh. Forgot what the percentage was. Ugh. I do know I'd get some of that beer in a minute. Like there was a, what was it? It was an Irish red ale, I believe is what it was called. Irish red ale. And it was at 7.7%. So how could I pass that up? I didn't. It was the first thing I drank. It was delightful. It did not drink like the percentage. They had another one that was 9.9%. That was a different type of beer. I feel like it was some kind of stout. Something along those lines, at least. And I only got a taste. I was like, I don't want to buy that. It's 9.9%. But I do want to taste it. Gimme. I asked politely. Ooh, hold on. Well, anyway. That's not it. There it is. Ow! That was loud, sorry. Like being Irish Red, right? I was very pleased with it. I know... What is it? Something out there. It's a... Oh.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Incoming chaos. Panic. Wait, see what happens next. Been a member for 5 months. How dare you. Patrick Greeny, thank you for being a member for 5 months, which is as long as this has been a thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on.
Well, hello.
Thank you, Patrick Greeny, for freaking everyone out again. The Fancy Pants Brigade is underway. This is just going to keep going. Look at it. It's raining. It's raining men and women and members. Well, that's going on. I have to experiment. Don't mind me. 50 freaking memberships. God, indeed. I should highlight the other part too. The part that's now currently scrolling down the menu here. Here we go. If anyone's walking in here and going, what's happening? Well, I have 50 new members now. Okay, good. 0.018. If anyone's curious. Tip cup overflows. Yeah, it's done. It's going overboard. So under 2% there. That's that should have been in my car earlier, is what I will say about that. But since I was traveling and I bring it with me, it was in my backpack, which is right there. There was a moment of, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm at. Thankfully, it's about what I thought I was. Gotta wait for him to stop. We'll hear it one more time. Hold on. See if it works. Oh, did I break it?
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
There we go. RK will go 420. Thank you to the awesome legend that gifted me a membership. You're welcome. I didn't do anything. I'm just here, and I present the membership. You can thank the Patrick Greeny right here. It's a thing of his. You become a Fancy Pants. So says this man. Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. That's how that works. And I gained a sub. Yes. Ooh, I did it. Thank you. I need more of those. I need about 149. I have no idea how many, but we're closing in on 1,000. That's the important part. We'll get there by the end of the year. We'll see. Hopefully. I don't even know how to deal with this. The cup is now exploded. We've hit the goal, apparently. I think. I can't tell. Oh, no. Okay, good. We have hit the goal of the $100 per month. Let's be clear about that. This is for Super Chats. I have that one specifically for Super Chats. So I know for certain, because that one means it. So this is about alcohol. Yes. So much alcohol. This is about whiskey. I'm a whiskey sommelier. If that makes me sound very fancy and prestigious and snobby, no. Can't be further from the truth with that one. It's a mustache too. I know, it's fine. But yeah, I do whiskey stuff. So I make whiskey videos on the YouTubes, and people watch them. I'm gonna need a bigger cup, or I can clear that one out. But I can wait. I can wait on that. Hey, God, again. I'm really good about doing something once. I can say that. So this month is not Developmental Disabilities Awareness. That was last month. But I set everything up on my laptop because I was streaming in Missouri. So, there we go. It is Alcohol Awareness Month. Please, I encourage you to get yourself one of these. This is a breathalyzer, tiny one, little battery, no problem. Goes on a keychain. I can't recommend this one. I'm just saying get one for your car so you can be safe. So it's a thing. So I want to make sure that comes across too with my alcohol YouTube channel. I'm Scottish, so I know a thing about whiskey. Excellent. Famous grouse. Beautiful. Whatever you enjoy. I don't have any famous grouse, I don't think. But I have a lot of Scotch and Irish. And anything, really. Hold on. I don't have as much world whiskey as I'd like to. But also, I don't have a lot of room anymore. So there's that. Sipping a mix of Glenmoe, Alta, and Glenmoe Mongol. Cream brulee vibes. Stop. Don't tell me that. RK Woogie. I was talking about how I went to Distillery earlier today. So that's what's in my glass. The Angel Share. I believe I have at least heard of it. And it feels like something I would have watched. But I'm not sure. It's been a while since I purposely watched anything documentary or I listened to the podcast. I'll say yes, but I don't remember. Get used to that here. I don't remember. It's a thing. Steal the Most Expensive Whiskey. I have not watched that one. I think I watched the one that was it's about the Pappy Van Winkle story where some guys from Kentucky were being morons and stole from Buffalo Trace, and now a lot of stupid stuff has happened. Subtitle translations. I'll put it on the list. Hold on. Let me actually put it on the list. I mean, when I say I'm putting it on the list, I mean it. Because it does feel like something I would watch anyway. Just have to know about it. Angel's Share, Angel's Cup, Angel's Drink. Hold on. Where is it? It is Angel's Share. I have a limited way of looking at things. Like, I don't have Netflix. I think I have Amazon. Oh, gosh, make it stop. Ugh, that's not gonna help. I type in Angel's Share. Of course, what comes up? How much people talk about the Angel's Share, the Devil's Cut, whatever it is. Narrowly avoiding jail. Got it. That must be it. Comedy drama. Ken Loach. Glasgow's Coven. Father who avoids a prison sentence. Is that it? A DVD out of the library never. Hey, there you go. It looks like from a while ago, for one thing. I'm seeing mixed results. That's alright. I'll leave it there. I'll look at it later. That's what it's for. Hometown, yeah. You should hear. Hold on. As always, I'm going to rebuff any positive or people are like, I just found your channel, I'll subscribe. So there's a channel on here called Aquavite. Aquivate. Maybe? If you do have Scotch, if you have an interest in Scotch, if you have your own bottles, as you said, there's a gentleman named Roy who has a very Scottish accent. And he's a good guide. And he's a big whiskey nerd like myself. More so. He does quizzes. So if you're into quizzes, he's your guy. Right across the street from his house. It's awesome. Give that a look too. Maybe even subscribe. He's way past subscriber count on me, but I was like, if anyone starts talking about Scotch whiskey, it's like, I know a guy. That guy over there. His name's Roy. Dornoch Whiskey Festival. Bow Blair. Charlie McLean showed us where he filmed his scenes and a screening with whiskeys. Hacks. Andrew Butler. Hacks? Oh, Andrew Butler. Yeah, well, you're both over on the same side of the water, right? Over the pond, as it were. You guys can meet up for a pint. Kill it with fire. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for being here. Whoa. I forgot how good this was. Oh, that's spicy. Oh, I'm alive. Hot damn. Again, 58 point what percent? 58.5 bourbon. Here. You guys want to see the dog? You didn't see it. Look at the puppy. Look at that vicious face. Focus, damn you. Or don't. You get the idea. Big chompers. They're on the good side of the pond. Okay. I just know they're not over here. That's it. A few hundred miles apart. Not far for you, but far for me. Hey, no. Listen here. If I have to drive more than 30 minutes, now I have to think about it. So, hundreds of miles as for plane, yeah, I can do that. I don't like it. But, you know. An airplane, it requires me going somewhere and dealing with BS and then sitting on a plane for 2 hours. And then I'm in a different state. So, very different state. Middle of the country-ish. Jim, I don't drink. Oh, there you go. Hey, man, here's the thing. I always tell people you don't need to drink to enjoy whiskey. If you have a partner or a friend who does drink, you can go to whiskey bars and that sort of thing. Medication. And just smell their whiskey. That's all. That's enough. You know, if you've had whiskey on special occasions, you know what it's like to smell and taste whiskey in general, unless you're just taking shots, which is also a thing you can do. But I tell people that who don't drink at all. Like, you don't have to drink the alcohol to enjoy it. It is an experience on its own, smelling and tasting. Do one or the other. Smell is also a very, very important part of taste to begin with. So you're getting a good chunk of information just from the smell. Put hairs in your chest. I have plenty. I don't need more, but just like to tell people I just started drinking whiskey and then this happened, so be careful. Andrew Butler, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not fun. Good nose, yeah. That's all you need. Prime example. Mama KillCo, my mother. KillCo is abbreviated for my parents, by the way. So Papa KillCo, Mama KillCo. Mama KillCo does not drink alcohol at all. But even whenever we go out and I get a whiskey or a drink, really, anything. No, usually whiskey, come to think about it. She doesn't grab my beer and be like, If I have a whiskey, she'll be curious about it and want to smell. Usually it smells like alcohol. But she's curious. That's all it has to be. Curiosity. And most importantly, the people who don't drink can give some very interesting tasting notes that you may not think about yourself. That's fun too. Whiskey is a personal experience, as I like to think about it. Some people would disagree, but I think it is. Everything about tasting and smelling a whiskey is brought forward by my own life and what I've experienced. There are similarities in all of us, but everyone has something different that pops out. I got very philosophical. There we go. For a moment. Trying to remember if I've flown more than twice. Once in the 70s to Belgium, once in the 90s to Belfast. Belfast. I have. I didn't want to. Like, I didn't actually fly anywhere till. Oh no! Yeah, hold on. Till I was a full-on adult. Like, I could drink on the plane and that sort of thing. But I honestly don't remember the first one. I feel like it was to visit a friend of mine, though. Like, it might have been to visit my friend Greg, like I did before. But I honestly don't remember. Or that might have been the first time I went by myself. Because usually I'd be going up to my parents' house. My parents' house. We'd usually go to Florida. If we flew, that was where we went. And that didn't start till less than 20 years ago. So maybe 25? 27? I do not remember. But I know I've flown numerous times just because of that. To Florida and back, and then I think we went to Virginia once. I don't remember if we drove or not. I don't think we did. So we must have flown. And then my numerous trips to Texas now. Since COVID hit. Don't do it. The prices are stupider than ever now. Hold on. Yes, I always tell people that. Like, you are dealing with spirits, like straight alcohol. So the thing you do for that is tell them that once they get to the point where they're going like that, like it feels too sharp, back up. Like, I can do this. And I'm fairly comfortable with that. But other people, they get this close, and it's like, So I try to, find that comfort zone of where you can smell it without it being something that's trying to, like, shove its fingers up your nose. It's not pleasant. 74? I didn't exist yet. Yes, Rob Smith. Again, I don't recommend flying is prices. Like, I only wish I traveled more when I was younger by plane because it was cheaper. That's it. But I didn't. I flew to Vegas a number of times. I've flown to Illinois. I've flown to Texas. I've flown to Kentucky. A lot more places than I think I did. Now I go over it. In Virginia, I believe we flew to, but that doesn't look like one we would have to. So I'm not sure on that. It might have been a drive I blissfully do not remember. I think that's about it. Oh, hold on. I gotta unmute the messages, the alerts, just in case. What's funny about this? Now, this isn't what they use normally, but they do use MGP for now. Again, they're working on their own products, but it takes a long time. I can taste that whiskey, the MGP-ness of it, in the cocktail I had earlier tonight. I got an old fashioned. Not a lot of complex processes there. So I can taste that whiskey in their old fashioned at their distillery, which is great. And also delicious. Oops. I remind myself of something I will forget. But it was nice to finally see the Working Man Distillery's distillery. It's big. If you don't follow me on Instagram, well, that's where I show most of the pictures, so please check there. I also have my name up on their wall in their distillery. That's the second distillery that has my name on their wall. Because I paid for it, for both of them. Used to use ferries, at least once a hovercraft. Ugh. More than going abroad, but I haven't had a passport since 2003. I just go where I can reach by train now. See, that's the thing you can do. Going by train anywhere to me is I don't like dealing with planes, which is a couple hours. Imagine being put on a tube that's on a rail that goes for days. I know what I would do, and I haven't had to do it yet, but I have a plan. If I had to travel anywhere by train, I would flip. So I would be active at night and asleep during the day. That's what I would attempt to do for a train, because a train is very quiet at nighttime because everyone's asleep. I might get my like dinner and then breakfast. So I'd have dinner first, a snack, because they have the dining car is at least open with something, and then breakfast, and I go to bed. 4.5 hours to Scotland. Good God. 4.5 hours in any direction, it wouldn't take me very far. It'd take me far enough, but I certainly would have trouble getting out of New England. I might get to New York, and I might get to Maine. I'm really not sure about that. I'm thinking like directly north and southwest here. But I don't know. I hope to do more travel in the future, but not by plane. I've been talking about it on the streams numerous times, where I'll be traveling a little bit by car, because there's plenty of New England I haven't seen myself. I might have been there, like I've been to Vermont, I've been to New Hampshire, but I haven't gone there to do anything specific other than seeing people who are already there. Or going to Smuggler's Notch, which, guess what? Now has a distillery. So there's another reason for me to go there, except we don't have the same rooms there anymore. So I'd have to do, the problem becomes the sleeping arrangement, finding a hotel or something. That's, they mention how travel is a bad idea right now. Yeah, it still is. But I'd like to go to Vermont in the autumn. That might be nice. And maybe I could work into going there to visit the Smuggler's Notch. I have something by them, or had something by them. I'm not sure about that one. I believe it. Hold on. I feel like there's something in my fridge now. If I have anything by them, and I might, it would be a maple bourbon of some sort. But I'm blanking out completely on if I have it or where I put it. Boston to New York City. An express speed train can do in 3.5 hours. Yeah. Yeah, it checks out. It's still a long ass time, but at least you're not driving. Traveling all the way to Inverus in one go. It's then 9 hours door to door. No. I don't like it. Yeah, no fun. I'd like to see other countries. That's all I know. That's my big thing. I'd like to visit Scotland. I'd like to visit Ireland. I'd like to visit Japan, which is a whole other trip in a different direction. What else? Scotland, Ireland. Oh, yeah, England, I suppose. There are some distilleries there I have an interest in now. Let's not forget that. But everything I do for travel now is very whiskey oriented. Not on purpose. And to update you guys, if you weren't here for my Missouri streams, I can now officially tell you that the whiskey bottles did make it. If you don't follow my Instagram or anything, here you go. Where did I put it? Hold, please. Oh, did I put it over here? Good. So I went to Still 630. It's award winning. They have a lot of awards that they won. This is their American whiskey port finish. So again, American whiskey. Key terminology there. It's a Missouri whiskey, which is a thing. It's a fun noise. But it's a thing officially. They made laws and everything. And this badass mofo is at 60.55%. Huh! If I remember correctly, is a bunch of their rye whiskey and some of their bourbon blended together and then finished in a port barrel, which is why it looks like black. It looks brown. It looks like a friggin' Guinness. So I'm looking forward to that one. I tasted it already, so no first sips there. I've definitely had it. But only as a sample. So I will look forward to opening up that sometime soon. I haven't decided what I want to do with that yet. And the important one, other than that, this is the one I'm calling important because I didn't know if it would make it back. Because it looks like this. It's in a box. And surprisingly, I found a Virginia distillery set of whiskeys in Missouri. I wasn't looking for this, but I saw it. And I thought, well, I already like Courage and Conviction, which is one of their regular releases. And all of these sounded very interesting. I'll show you what they are. Please don't break them now. They made it all the way here. There we go. I'm amazed this thing held them as well as it did, but they do have little things in them. Alright, let's see here. These are cute little bottles. Cute. There we go. So yeah, this is the only thing that protected it other than some clothes and some bubble wrap. So very surprised to make it. But you can see they're very tiny. Although they're long. What the hell is this? I saw this bottle, like this full-size bottle of this. It's a cider cask. Yes, Rob Smith, they made it. I wrapped them up to the best of my ability. But they do malt finished whiskey, and they're going for a Highland style. So you guys over there might be jealous now. Probably not. Yeah, funny. Whiskey from Scotland, married with Virginia whiskey, distilled from malt mash. So they're really messing with things, aren't they? They just put a whole bunch of stuff together and messed it up. This is the first time I'm actually reading the label. I didn't even know that. Or at least purposely reading it. Our whiskeys are distilled from 100% malt barley, finished in cider cask and married together to create this unique batch. So it's a blend, right? Or is it a single malt blend? What is this? It's 46%. And really, I just knew it was Virginia. Like, Virginia Distilling Co. does a lot of good stuff. Per my experience. So anything they were doing It's like, okay, I'll have that, thank you. Especially with cider. I have a weakness for cider, hard cider. Or as they call it over on the other side of the water, cider! We decided to make apple juice look different. That's what we did. I'm seeing what the words are. Da 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 da. The influence of our home in the new world. Marrying whiskey from the old world with ours made in the highlands of Virginia. Does Virginia have highlands? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but that's confusing. I'll look into this more. This is all just, you know, figuring out what it is. But anything that says cider finished, I'm curious about. I already like apples. I eat them fairly regularly. And I like hard cider, aka cider. The other one they have here in the lineup is also 46%, so I was pleased to see that. And this is malt mash. Yeah, married with Virginia whiskey. I'm not sure why they use that word instead of blended. Maybe it just sounds better. This is the port finish. As you can see, it's dark. Like, it's not as dark as the other one, like this one over here. But it does, like, the port finish does impact the whiskey severely, just color-wise. It just imprints itself on there, whether it likes it or not. And then this one, this is the one that they did was the Chardonnay. So they did Chardonnay finish. They're all finished, mostly. But I'm curious at what the first phase was, if they are doing all 46% like that. If they are doing like a blend or a marriage of Virginia whiskey and Scottish whiskey, then it makes the gears turn. Like, how, why, how much? Ooh, how'd they do that? Yeah, even the small bottles are tall, right? Like, an example is, this is a regular bottle you'll usually see, and this is the smaller one, which is almost as tall. Cloudy apple juice with ciders fermented by legal definition. Yes. Yes, yes. We have very much clear looking apple juice, and then we have cider, which is just cider without alcohol in it. I don't know how that works. And then hard cider, which when they say hard cider, they mean alcohol involved in that. Blue Ridge Mountains sounds beautiful out there, doesn't it? I want to go see these guys. Like, one thing I would like to do someday, but I can't do like Irene Tan goes all over the place, and I'd like to have a point where we go to the same place at the same time and just hang out there. It's happened before, like Andalusia, that has occurred, and it's always a good time because she's talking to the distillery about getting her own barrels, so that's always nice. But there's not many places in the area other than, well, there are a few, but me getting there is the issue, not really what she's doing. Another place I'm thinking of going for travel is Lost Lantern, which isn't that far away, in a couple hours. Because I have one of their bottles. I went from Andalusia to this thought. Don't worry, it makes sense. So Andalusia is a malt whiskey in Texas. And here we have Lost Lantern, which is a bottler in my neck of the woods. There you go, Andalusia Whiskey Co. Blanco, Texas. So this is what initially made me know about Lost Lantern, to be clear. They're not far from me. Road trip. Mama KillCo wants to go too. We'll see. Papa KillCo is feeling like, so we'll see how that works. Once he's feeling a little better, travel might be an option. Wow. It burns. Ooh. Got a little bit of that brownie vibe this time. Woof. Something about the high proof stuff that it just goes like lightning through you. Just I almost did a regular stream tonight. No, a regular stream. I almost did a irregular stream where I played video games because I wasn't sure I was going to think of something in the 15 minutes when I got back. But, you know, it made perfect sense to have some of the special release. Remember, there's a video about this. If you want to learn more, well, I remembered more then. Put it that way. And I was tempted to buy a bottle at Working Man Distillery right now, but the malt whiskey they have for the moment is $65. I haven't tasted it yet, so I want to taste that one before I drop any money on it. There's one thing, the trick about my channel is I have a lot of whiskey behind me. I don't know how that happened. I don't have the money. Well, that's right, I had a credit card. I want to make sure that's understood. I don't have a huge amount of money, but somehow I've accumulated quite a few bottles. Working on that problem. It helps when nothing's really been released, but I was sorely tempted tonight with the Working Man bottles that they're doing. But you know, they'll still be there. I can get it later if I want. Blah, blah. About that later. And I already spent money on the bottles in Missouri. So the 3 Virginia ones and the Missouri bottle, which was not cheap. The Missouri bottle was at least $80, probably more. Or maybe 60 something? I don't remember. It's best that I don't remember. But I should. Sugar Kitty meow. Meow. We're drinking a dog whiskey, so watch yourself. It's vicious. Look at it. Vicious monster that he is. At the very least today, I got some good food. I got some sweet treats to cheer me up a little while. In a little while. Oh. Still have the rye malt blend? I don't know. I didn't see it, but I wasn't really looking. Their website should tell you. Check their website. I think it's like Working Man. Just gonna rattle off this information. I swear my voice does sound different. If anyone else thinks it does, do tell. Because I seem to be in a much lower register than I remember. Since last week, my tone of my voice seems to have dropped an octave or two. It burns, yeah. I know, Sugar Kitty, it's alright. It's only a picture, it can't hurt you. Oh, hello, Jesus. I don't know about you, but Instagram and Facebook have decided to show me many different things that, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying they know the algorithm is working. Peter White, hello. Welcome. I didn't see you earlier. Voice. Let's see. I'm trying to look up the Working Man Distillery here. They tagged me. How dare they? I don't know why. Did they take my picture when I wasn't looking? I will put that thought to the back of my head and forget. There we go. Working Man Distillery. A Linktree account. We have a Linktree account. Cliff Smith, hello. I hope you have had a relaxing day and not a stressful one. Mine has been slightly stressful. Oh, pardon me. I'm worn out. All this travel I've been doing, all this stuff I'm trying to do, makes me weary. Zenbu Cliff has recently returned home. So I hear. Let's see. American single malt, $75. Blue collar bourbon, $45. Deadlift whiskey. I'm not sure what their deadlift whiskey is about. Can't read it. Oh, it's their old bar. Hilarious. I can't tell. Oh, wait. Something rye. I see the word rye. Orchid critic? Rye. Wooga booga booga. I would recommend you check Zenbu. They have something, but I'm not sure what. It looks like a rye. the very least, they have something. So, Cliff does rack up those fly miles. Cliff is the one who travels about 1,000 million times more than I do. Cliff, we were just talking about my travels and how much I've been traveling over the past just 3 years. 3 years, really. Go to Texas and back, going to Kentucky twice. I mean, it's wild. For you, that's, 2 months, but the past 3 years have been really weird for me. I'm working on those freaking flyer miles. That's what I'm doing. Southwest is going to give me the best of the best. The real challenge we mentioned, or at least I thought about, was the traveling overseas. That will be one of the most challenging and difficult exposure therapy things I will have to do for myself. It's like, do you want to see Ireland and Scotland? Yes. Do you want to go on a plane for hours at a time with people you can't get away from? No. So I know what I have to do is get one of those little private booth things. Like they put me in a tube or a box or whatever the heck they do and make certain no one else can bother me or else I can't handle it. Like if I have to save up and do first class, I will. Not because I want to travel first class, but mentally speaking, I need to be there and nowhere else. Or else I will have a very hard time with it. And for those who are new, yeah, there's mental health stuff here too. We're doing great. Alcohol, mental health, travel, computer games, eventually. I may play some computer games this weekend. I don't want to say I will. I'm thinking about it. Because I've been playing games once as of last night, or maybe twice. Monster Hunter World game. It's just endlessly fighting monsters, which I enjoy. And that other one I was playing, where I was lost in the snow, which was fun, but I didn't know what I was doing, so... I'm lost in the snow, which is the point of the game. And I'm a detective. And I can use help from all of you who watch me play that if I get confused and lost. Which happens much more than I care to admit. Did it stop moving again? Did you stop? Cha-cha. There we go. It didn't move. Ugh. Yes. Hello. Hello, I didn't see Bourbon. Hello. Welcome. Woo. Yeah, Cliff Smith, I mentioned the positive experience I had, or at least we had, I think, where all three of us, like you, me, and Irene, were at Andalusia and got to taste that barrel of hers, which I hear he's done now. But I'd like to do more stuff like that where I'm not participating in what she's picking or anything like that. I just want to be there to see it happen and try some. That's all I'm really there for. I don't need to put any input in it. She's going to pick what she wants. That's the end of it. I would like to just watch it happen and drink some of the whiskey, especially if it's in the area. I know there are numerous ones she's worked with that are, but she is there and then she's gone, man. I need like a stop and do stuff and then stop and then leave situation. And I didn't really have that when I went to Missouri. I kind of did. Like I had a little extra time, but the day of the lunar eclipse thing, that was a lot of travel, like 3 hours of driving. And then the next day I had to go fly into the sky, which, not great. Could get a solo cabin on a cruise liner. I don't care if it takes days. It's more like the privacy. I need to not have people around. But also then I'd be out in the middle of the ocean, and that's not a great thought either. I thought of like drowning in the ocean. That sounds great. Exploding in the sky, not better, but probably quick. Possibility of surviving on the ocean and then being eaten by the life out there, or just dying of starvation. if I'm lucky. Like, ah. Actually, it'd probably be dehydration that would get me first. Excellent, Smith. I'm jealous. Why hasn't she brought me any? I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That one I'm going to be like, very few bottles of hers have been like, I'm going to be on it. But that's because I have to. I gotta calm down. I've had so many of her bottles, thankfully, that she has her own playlist. So if you ever want to see what Irene Tan is presenting, there's a playlist on my channel of bottles she's done. There's probably these 4 or 5 of them now. I've lost count. That includes the Clonakilty one, which is the most recent. But yeah, I like Andalusia whiskey. I like Irene Tan picks. The power is combined. I'm literally an investor in Andalusia, the distillery, so that's a thing now. Feels weird. Yes, Andrew Butler, that's true. But tell the completely irrational and illogical part of my brain that, and it says, I don't care. It could happen. It's a possibility. I know. The only way I can get myself to travel by plane, it's like, yes, it could happen. More likely I'd die in a car crash. Doesn't help the feeling, but like the general idea helps me. Like, okay. Yes, exactly. Something. Always look on the bright side of life. Life's a piece of. When you look at it. Latest fill your own is Casting Striker finished in 3 different sherry casks. Holy smokes. Went back on Tuesday so I could grab a bottle. Oh, jealous. Sounds good. I have, I say that, but I don't drink their Striker very often. I will plow through their triple distilled. I think I have, where is it? Like, I have 2 Andalusia bottles at least. I have the Lost Lantern one. I have, is that the Striker one? Striker Super Smoked. This is Andalusia. The Lost Lantern one I showed a minute ago. And, oh yes. Hello. And I have this one. I triple distill, which, plugging away at this, and the cork broke on this one, so I don't recognize it at a glance. Oh yeah. And then they're malting. So I have plenty of Andalusia. This is their single malt straight bottled and bond, actually, which is a wild concept. You think bottle and bond whiskey in America, you think of strictly bourbon. Chewing on Last Crystal, yep. That's a wonderful song. And delusional, exactly. I'm getting to that point. So I have at least 4 bottles of Andalusia already open. But I will not complain to have more. I just don't go for the Striker stuff very often. I should. You know what I might do? Don't you love it when you're just talking and ideas come to mind? I might think about smoked whiskeys. I don't know how many I have that are American. But since we're heading into the summer, you know, campfire smoke, that kind of thing. There are options. Like Striker itself, like the Super Smoked at least, is one that could be in a lineup like that. Maybe do a sample giveaway with that. Especially the Super Smoke. That doesn't come around often. Yes. Good. And yes, the Stream Elements has reminded all of you. Please, thank you. Please, thank you. Subscribe, which is always the best. I like the channel. Like the channel. Like the video. Like the stream. This thing here. She might be able to get the core line as well. Yes! Yes! Buzzard's Roost in Kings County at Peated Rye. Yeah, I have to look. I'm not going strictly American smoked stuff, but the idea, at least with Andalusia, is a possibility. Throw it in with some other things. Carry, sir, and carry, sir. Oh, Jesus. All right, we're coming up to the last minute or so of the stream. And once again, I will be back here on Sunday at 7 p.m. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Oh, Sample Sunday. I do know what I'm doing. For once, I know what I'm doing. So the Sample Sunday thing that I've been talking about since the beginning of the year, well, I haven't been doing that as much because other stuff keeps happening. Other things keep happening. So I will attempt to get back into that as of this Sunday. No promises of that actually will happen because I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't think anything else is going on Sunday, but so stay tuned for that. Blind sample nights are always fun. That's what it's going to be. It is a advent calendar that I didn't do last December because that would have been 2 at once. Not a good idea. And it is a private collection, which makes it that much more interesting. The samples were donated by Cliff Smith from someone else's private collection. So I appreciate that, Cliff. As always, you know this. You know. There we go. Oh gosh, 8:01. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock. That's technically. I don't know who's going on live tonight. I know a bunch of people are. But thank you for being here, sharing your time with me, sharing your drinks with me. And as always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you out there. Wow. Hey, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.